Seeing some people coming in, seeing some of our AMA regulars and some new faces. We will be starting in a couple more minutes, so hang tight.
A few ICP folks in the crowd. That's always nice to see as well. A lot of new faces for people outside the ICP space. It's great.
Awesome. Yeah, happy to have some ICP diehards, so to speak, in the space. We'll be starting very shortly. I guess we can already start with brief introductions. I'm Vadim, your host today. Today we have Luke from Plug Wallet. Plug Wallet is our partner. We facilitate exchanges for them, with them. You guys can go their application and, if you try to exchange something, you will be using StealthEX essentially. So Luke, could you please briefly introduce yourself, your role at Plug Wallet, and maybe a few words about what is Plug Wallet, when you guys started, what you guys do, etc.
Sure. So I'm Luke. I'm an entrepreneur and developer in the ICP space, building all kinds of products in ICP. And about a year and a half ago, me and my team actually acquired Plug Wallets from another team. Plug Wallet's like one of the earliest wallets on ICP. It's also the one with the most active number of users and that has the most amount of tokens, NFTs, and in the ecosystem. And we've been growing and developing that wallet now for a year and a half. So rebuilt the mobile application completely, rebuilt the browser extension completely, and one of the things that we wanted to include was our convert feature, which is in partnership with StealthEX. It allows users to convert ICP into other cryptos directly within the wallets, but also to convert cryptos into ICP that land straight away in your Plug wallet. So a really easy way for people just to kind of jump into the ICP ecosystem and jump out of the ICP ecosystem through Plug. So, yeah.
Fascinating. Thank you very much for that intro. Yeah, I always like the ICP overall ecosystem. It's definitely a little bit more different than, other ecosystems in the crypto space. And always happy to collaborate with ICP projects, and definitely always a good time. All right, without further ado, let's start with the questions. In terms of interoperability, how does Plug Wallet handle transactions across different blockchain networks? What chains are currently supported, and are there plans to expand this list?
Yeah, so ICP works in a very particular way. So within Plug Wallet, we have the StealthEX integration, which, like I said, just allows people to come in and out of different cryptos into ICP. But there's something more fundamental going on in Plug Wallet and in the ICP network, and it's what we call chain key technology. So you might notice on ICP we have chain key Bitcoin, chain key Ethereum, chain key ERC20s like chain key USDC, chain key Link, chain key Pepe, whatever you want. And what these tokens are a twin on ICP network that's minted into your wallets when that token is locked into a smart contract that's held by the ICP network. So it's from a user experience perspective, it's very similar to a bridge, but from a technology perspective, it's actually the ICP blockchain interacting directly with the Bitcoin network, the Ethereum network, or the or ERC20 networks through chain key technology and smart contracts linking. So we kind of have that as our main principle in the ICP ecosystem as how we interact with other blockchains. And what that means is that whenever you're in the ICP ecosystem and you want to interact with Bitcoin, you just use chain key Bitcoin, which allows you to operate with all kinds of different smart contracts, operate at the speed and efficiency of the ICP network. You can also do native Bitcoin stuff. You can interact with smart contracts with native Bitcoin because smart contracts can hold private keys, but primarily we use chain key tokens in Plug Wallet and in ICP, and it has a lot of advantages that I would really recommend for everybody to have a look at this kind of tech.
Fascinating. Yeah, chain key is definitely something very different, and it could be hard to wrap your head around it, how it actually works, because from a standalone perspective, it seems like a wrap, but it's not really a wrap. Where would be a good source for people to learn about chain key? We will, of course, include in the recap afterwards.
For sure. Well, go check out the internetcomputer.org. That has every single piece of documentation you need, including chain key. So I think there's a whole page on chain fusion, and that'll have all the docs that you need to learn about this.
Fascinating. Let's continue on with the questions. How does Plug's ability to save contacts in the local storage address book enhance? Sorry, the format has not been, the orthography has not been adjusted. Let me rephrase this question a little bit so it makes there's maybe some commas and dots in that sentence. Okay, so here we go. So how does Plug ability to save contacts in the local storage address book enhance the user experience for managing and sending IC assets? How does Plug address the issue of multiple identities per service or application compared to using internet identity for accessing IC apps?
Yeah. Well, the IC has a lot of different ways to interact with wallets. So there's Dfinity, which is a foundation in Switzerland. It's the largest contributor to Internet Computer. They develop sort of what they call walletless wallets, which is basically web wallets that are just direct interactions with the blockchain, and they work under passkey. So they work under this thing called internet identity, which generates an identity for a passkey, and the way that internet identity works is that it doesn't give a dApp your primary principal. So it does delegations and other manipulations to retain total privacy within a dApp interaction session, which is really, really good for security and for privacy, if that's what you care about most. With plug wallets, we do things slightly differently. Obviously, we use the same core ICP protocol, so it's also very, very safe. But we interact with dApps from your primary principal, which means that it's a much smoother user experience, and it's more focused around people who want to jump in and out of dApps really easily, want to interact with dApps through one wallet that they kind of can carry around and plug into any kind of dApp on the IC. So that's, how we differ from the IC. We try and make ourselves quite different to internet identity, to create a unique use case for users. And that seems to be working. So, we're integrated in all kinds of dApps on the IC, most dApps, I would say, at least the major ones. And, that's a lot of people use Plug in this network. But a lot of people use both, right? Like, I personally use both. So I use internet identity and the NNS for staking my ICP, for voting on governance proposals in the Internet Computer Network. And I use my plug kind of as a daily, just current account where I can, just interact with the blockchain easily, smoothly on my phone, just to do things day to day.
Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. The sort of day-to-day operation is definitely should be different from what you do with your funds, in terms of staking and just store value. And definitely the ease of access for the user and, easy use cases are the key. I'd say it's a key incentive for the users to actually be using the application or the wallet in this case. All right, let's move on with the questions. How does Plug Wallet contribute to the growth of the development of the internet computer ecosystem? Are there any community-driven initiatives or partnerships that are you particularly proud of?
For sure. So, partnerships, we have tons. Obviously, we have the partnership with StealthEX, which we really, has been a great thing. And we've seen actually quite a lot of activity, through that partnership. Also, we have partnerships within the wallet for ICP DEXs. So one of the critical things why people use Plug is that, we are a great place for onboarding. It's really easy to deposit ICP into the wallets. We have a partnership with Coinbase Pay and OnRamp for on-ramp onboarding. And once you've bought ICP, you can easily swap that for Chainkey Bitcoin or any kind of ICP token. You can buy, projects like OpenChat, whatever you want to do, straight within the straight within Plug Wallets. So we have two DEXs integrated currently, the two largest DEXs, which is ICP Swap and ICDEX. They're two different kinds of DEXs, interestingly. One of them is an sort of traditional AMM DEX, and the other one is a order book, but both of them are hosted 100% on chain on the internet computer. So they're really reliable, and liquidity in both those exchanges is growing. It's still quite small, admittedly, but it's growing day by day, and could be a new exciting thing. So accessing those exchanges is really fun and interesting to users. We do a DEX aggregation service, so we just kind of show users the best price between two DEXs that they can get on the IC for tokens, and we enable the swaps directly in the wallet. So we're kind of like an end-to-end onboarding, swapping, converting, sending, storing, managing service on the IC. The sort of traditional DeFi wallet that we see with Phantom, with MetaMask, that kind of thing. That's what we aim to achieve in ICP.
Awesome, awesome. So sort of one-way solution, one-way stop solution within the IC ecosystem. And the
Yes.
next question kind of elaborates on that. What are the key features of plug instruction, plug controller, plug-in page provider, and plug mobile? And how do they contribute to the overall functionality of the plug ecosystem?
Sure. Well, like I said, so there's all the kind of DEX activity there, but let's focus on some other stuff identity is a big one, right? Being able to log into different dApps, and we make it easy for developers as well to integrate plug into their dApps. So we have ICRC transfers that we have plenty of documentation for, which means it's really easy for users not only to log into dApps, but to trigger payments within those dApps, trigger authentications, approvals, whatever it might be, in a secure way. So it's a great place for developers as well to kind of build, plug into their dApps. And on mobile, that's the case as well. We're really working towards improving our mobile accessibility for dApps. So we've relaunched a mobile SDK where dApps can integrate with our mobile app, but we're going to be expanding that much more now in the future because it's something that's a hole that needs to be filled in the ICP space, which is mobile integrations. So yeah, there's a ton of stuff. We have token analytics, so all the price tracking within Plug is run also by a DAO that's on the IC called Neutronite, which sort of measures tokens all over the ecosystem, their price movements, shifts, balances, etc. So we're integrated with just a ton of stuff to provide that full functionality. So yeah, and one of the key things as well is we list, or I shouldn't say list because it's not the right word. We automatically show and display basically all of the tokens and NFTs in the ICP space. So users don't have to add tokens manually in their wallets. That's one of the other things that Plug has been quite good at, is collecting information around all the different tokens that are available on ICP and all the different NFT collections and making those automatically visible for users within the wallet. So ton of features. Yeah.
Awesome. That's great. You mentioned the automatic sort of collection of assets with the ecosystem, because I'm like, especially the older days, it has been such a pain when you want to add some asset and then the wallet is ended up not supporting it. Even if it's on the same chain, there is still some incompatibility issues. And it's awesome to hear that you guys just collecting everything for the user automatically. It's a great user experience in my opinion.
Thank you. It takes time to do, right? Because it's just at the end of the day, I think there's 10,000 new tokens a day on the Solana network or something. So once your network reaches a certain size, the number of tokens getting printed a day and collections getting printed a day is so high that keeping up with it is actually quite hard. But building those systems early and growing those is what's going to enable you to scale with user base. So that's what we're kind of aiming for.
Yeah, absolutely. And ICP has been seeing a lot of attention in that sense lately, as far as I'm aware, because definitely it's one of those networks where it's building and building actual use cases. I think is one of the main priorities, rather than because different networks are different ecosystems focused on different things. But ICP, for me personally, from sort of outside perspective, it's been always then I guess the whole Definity's vision. It's build and build use cases before anything else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, we have more questions left. This one we kind of touched briefly before. In what ways does Plug simplify the user experience on the IC by combining identity and wallet management into a single principal ID? What specific functionalities does Plug offer to developers to enhance their web app experience on the IC, particularly regarding user authentication and wallet interactions?
Yeah, I mean, what I love most about IC sometimes is the range of options that you have available. So if you look at like let's say a mature dApp on IC, I like to look at VaultBets, vault-bet.com. It's if you want to log in there, you have like 4 or 5 different options. You have internet identity, which, like I say, is just a passkey identification system, super secure. You have Plug Wallet, which is like your main principal identification. You can choose which one you want to log in with. So that's like, obviously Plug provides that option, but so do many other things. I think what Plug does best though is providing options for token interaction. So if I want to enable CKBTC payments, it can be done with other wallets, but Plug allows that system where just a simple pop-up appears if you're logged in with Plug, request transfer X CKBTC into a smart contract address, which is fetched from the dApp itself. Boom, boom, the whole thing's done. It takes, less than a second and cheap as chips to make your CKBTC payment. And that's true for all the different tokens that exist on ICP with Plug instantly. So, it's kind of like if you want to interact with ICP as a token, then there's a few wallets that can help you. But if you want to interact with the ICP ecosystem and all the tokens within that ecosystem, then Plug is definitely going to be the best place for you as a developer.
Fascinating, fascinating. And the next question kind of elaborates on the whole, everything under one roof situation. How does Plug Wallet plan to leverage the growing trend of decentralized social media platforms and their integration with Web3 technologies?
Sure. Well, again, this is where building on ICP makes things relatively easy. ICP has a ton of like super elaborate social media dApps and like socialfi dApps. OpenChat is one of the biggest ones, which is a fully decentralized, 100% on-chain chat app that's amazing, basically. And we're doing plug login into chats soon. We're working with them closely to get that integrated, but there's a ton that already have plug wallets in there. We have Catalyze, which is a sort of 100% on-chain Web3 alternative to Discord. There's Viral, which is a 100% on-chain sort of alternative to TikTok. And there's a ton of others that have plug integrated directly in their social app. So, that's really where Plug Wallet is going to kind of be an interesting play as well, is because of the possibilities of ICP. All kinds of different websites can be built fully on chain that have direct compatibility with the network and with Plug Wallets, and to create the most amazing socialfi apps, basically. I dare anybody to show me an app that has more functionality on chain than OpenChat, and it definitely won't be found outside of the ICP ecosystem. So, that's the future.
Great, great. We have some more questions left, and then we'll open up the chat for the live ones. How does Plug Wallet facilitate the management and trading of NFTs within its ecosystem? Are there many unique tools or features for NFT enthusiasts? What specific?
Yes.
Let me just finish this one. It's like a three-parter.
Oh, okay.
What specific security features does Plug Wallet implement to ensure the safe storage and transaction of ICP and other tokens?
Yeah. Okay. Well, the NFT part is quite interesting. The main NFT marketplace, there's a few of them on ICP. There's Tonic Marketplace. There's Yuku Marketplace. There's also DGDG, which is a really interesting marketplace on ICP. And there's a few different NFT standards. So a couple years ago, the EXT standard was developed on ICP, and it was kind of the leading NFT standard, which allows us to sort of really easily plug into marketplaces and interact with marketplaces. So Plug is sort of, I would say, the main wallet for NFTs. There's a couple others, like Stoic is a big wallet for NFTs on ICP as well. But Plug allows you to sort of go to different marketplaces, whereas Stoic is really built specifically for one marketplace. There's a new NFT standard that came out this year, recently actually, that was built by the Dfinity Foundation, and it's called ICRC7, and it has a ton of unique properties that make it really interesting as an NFT standard. Some of those properties include like being able to have dynamic NFTs, being able to have NFTs interacting directly with smart contracts, being able to process sort of smart contract data in web apps, and doing a ton of interesting stuff. So that's NFTs are a big part of what Plug is all about, and people want NFTs in the ICP ecosystem. NFTs had a kind of bit of a wave on ICP. Actually, we have quite a lot of volume relative to NFTs in other ecosystems, because we've seen NFTs crash all over the place, but in ICP, I mean, they're definitely not as strong now as they perhaps were a year ago or 2 years ago, but they're still a very interesting place. So yeah, there's a ton of NFT stuff in this network. And in terms of security, so Plug is backed by a 12-word seed phrase. We want to move towards passkey generation and turning Plug into more of a smart contract wallet. So we're really going to be looking at these different security tools in the next few months. But as is, it's sort of the standard 12-word seed phrase backup situation that you might see with other big, well-known wallets.
Cool, great. Yeah, NFTs definitely not as big as they once were. But it's funny you mentioned Stoic Wallet, because I remember those guys when they were starting, like 3 years ago, maybe even not more. And they also have NFT marketplace on ICP, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it's
Interest
called
or
Tonic. It's called Tonic.
yeah, Tonic Labs. Yeah, I remember those guys. Shout out to them for sure. But definitely interesting which way the NFTs will kind of pivot direction-wise, especially in terms of, the industry, sort of how it will develop. Okay, we have 3 more questions left before we open up the chat. How does Plug Wallet support its community and developers? Are there any upcoming programs, grants, or resources aimed at fostering innovation and collaboration within the ecosystem?
Absolutely. Well, actually, that's very interesting. There's something new coming out on ICP right now, which is a venture fund on ICP. It's called ICVC. You can check it out on Twitter, and it's getting close to launch. And we're a big part of that, and we're going to be sort of providing developers with tools, funding, and advice to grow their startups in the ICP ecosystem, and to push them to the point where they can decentralize. So there's going to be a ton of new support coming in the ICP ecosystem for developers and dApps, and it's going to be an exciting time. So that's one of the things that we're working on. We've also just done a recent airdrop. We did a $50,000 airdrop to active Plug users a couple of weeks ago. It's actually, even though airdrops are pretty simple to do from a technological perspective, I think it's one of the first times we've seen someone airdrop just straight Bitcoin, because we can do that really, really cheaply in the ICP ecosystem by airdropping this chain key Bitcoin. So it just means that it costs us nothing to airdrop Bitcoin to thousands of wallets. So there's a ton of interesting stuff going on that side of things as well in the ICP space. And hopefully we can do a few more of those for the active community. So, yeah.
Awesome, great. What are the key milestones and achievements that Plug has accomplished in the past year?
Oh, wow. Well, when we took over the wallets was, it was in pretty good shape for its time, but the ICP ecosystem has changed a lot since then. The first thing is adding support for ICRC1 tokens, so standardizing all the kind of token interactions within the wallets. The second milestone was to totally rebuild the mobile app from scratch because we needed to kind of integrate all of the new cool features that ICP was launching, like CK Bitcoin, CK ETH, all the different SNS tokens that were coming out, the sort of boom of DeFi on ICP, which happened roughly in December. I mean, it was a small boom, but things got started with DeFi on ICP. A few DEXs started launching, price token analytics started coming in, and we wanted Plug to be at the forefront of that. So we really got involved in that space. Then we wanted to rebuild entirely our browser extensions. So that was our third milestone. And yeah, now we're kind of hitting a new growth phase.
Awesome. So looks like some exciting things are on the map. Could you discuss any future developments or features that are in the pipeline for Plug Wallet to
Sure.
enhance the user experience?
So, we're doing a bunch right now, like, yeah, as we're always pushing small features out. One of the new things we're going to be doing is to try and improve our on-ramp feature. So being able to buy ICP tokens directly with credit cards within Plug Wallets. It's another thing we want to launch pretty quickly. But long term, we're looking at smart contract tech, integrations with Ethereum, integrations with the Bitcoin network, integrations with chain key technology, expanding those, integrations with SNS tokens, which is like a specific DAO protocol that exists on ICP that is a great way for DAOs to get launched on the ICP space. So interactions with those and connections to dApps. And that's really where we're headed. All things ICP, we plan to integrate into Plug somehow.
Cool, that's very great to hear. All right, we have a lot of hands and we still have some time, so let's take some questions. Let's pick someone who has been here since the beginning. I think this guy has been here since the beginning. Rick, adding you as a speaker. Rick, you can speak now. You have to unmute yourself though. It's the little microphone icon on the left side of your device. I'll give him a second. Looks like some technical issues from Rick. Let's pick someone else. I think Ben has been here since the beginning as well. Ben, you can speak now. Yes, we can hear you.
Can you hear me? All right. My question is, how does the wallet plug enable seamless connectivity to decentralized applications dApps on the internet computer? And what benefit does this integration provide to users and app developers? Thank you.
Yeah. So you're asking what it will provide for other developers? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Well, we're really focused in the ICP space, so that's our primary. So it's kind of like if you want to interact with ICP blockchain, then Plug can probably help you, but really for other networks, Plug is probably not the best because we're really specific and focused in the ICP blockchain. So that's really what we do.
Thanks, Ben.
All right. Thank
Okay, Luke, you said there are some people from ICP community. Is there anyone you recognize who should we get up here?
There's definitely a few. Yeah, we could get Ti up. You want to come up, Ti?
Ti, what is his handle? There's actually, oh, I'm seeing Ti here. Let me throw him an invite if in case he wants to. If he doesn't, he can just not accept it. Um, meanwhile, let's get someone else to ask a question. This person has been here a while. Spartan, looks like he can speak now. You are connected.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
you can speak now.
Right. My question is, how does the plug ensure security of users' NFT tokens and the other digital assets, considering the decentralized nature of the internet computer and potential vulnerability in smart contracts? Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, plug is as safe as the ICP network is safe. So, that's kind of, if you believe the ICP network is sufficiently decentralized and secure, which I do, then you're pretty safe with plug. I mean, you're very, very safe, basically. But obviously, it depends fully on your opinion of the ISP network and whether or not it's sufficiently decentralized. So I can understand as well if that's some people's opinion, then obviously then that's fine and completely understandable. But yeah, plug is definitely as safe as the ICP network. So whatever you think of the network is really what you think of plug in terms of security.
Thank you, Sparta.
Thank you very much.
And while we're at it, do you mind giving a little bit of insight on how Dfinity Foundation kind of impacts the ecosystem? And so I'm sure a lot of people doesn't have really any idea what's the dependency between the foundation and the ICP network itself.
Sure. Well, I mean, in essence, there is none. Like the foundation is a major contributor to the network, but anybody can put forward code to the network that can get voted through by the community. Anybody can suggest and build anything they want on the network. I'm thinking, for example, there's one project in particular that's just launched called Water Neuron, which is a liquid staking protocol. And what it does is it provides staking rewards that are the same as the staking rewards provided by the ICP blockchain network, but does it in with a liquid token. And on the ICP network, what is quite interesting with that is that that means that there's a large amount of ICP that gets accrued into the Water Neuron protocol, and that can be used as voting power to vote on network decisions. And so it creates the opportunity to decentralize the ICP network even more, because it takes voting power or it creates a significant pool of voting power that doesn't belong to the foundations. So there's ways in the ICP space to have really multiple big players that aren't just the Dfinity Foundation, and that's really where the ICP network is headed.
Awesome, yeah, because I think there's some misunderstanding in just in general about how does Dfinity actually work with ICP, because I've heard that concern before already. All right, let's take a couple more questions before they start to repeat themselves. Trying to pick someone who has been here in a while. I think this person has been here. Dapter, you can speak now. You have to unmute yourself.
Yes.
What load testing and stress testing procedure are placed to ensure the reliability and stability of the Plug Wallet platform? Thank you.
Sure. That's a very fair question. So we've just finished an audit. We've done an audit that isn't public. We haven't shared the audit publicly, but internally it's been finalized, and we've been working on the wallets, in regards to this audit. So we're going through multiple security audits, one at a time, and eventually we hope to show some certification that the whole wallet has been audited multiple times to the community. But we're working with, many people to make these security reviews happen. So, that's something we take very serious at Plug, and yeah.
Thank you very much. Keep working while we keep supporting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, let's take a couple more. Feel free to, cut me off whenever you feel like it's time, but I'm just aiming for this 1 hour sort of threshold.
Yeah, all good.
Okay. Zazie, I think you're the speaker.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, all good.
All right. Thank you very much. My question is regarding based on supported assets. Which cryptocurrency and NFT standard like ERC 721 or ERC 1155 does the wallet support and ensure its support in the specific tokens and NFTs you intend to store or trade? Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Well, so you mentioned ERC tokens. We don't actually have ERC tokens in Plug Wallets. We don't interact with the Ethereum network, except for Chainkey Ethereum and Chainkey ERC20s. But that's a bit of a different thing because really it's the ICP token that we're talking about. So we really interact with ICP token standards like ICRC1, ICRC2, and ICP NFT standards, EXT, ICRC7, anything like that. So, have a look at these different token standards, and it'll open up a whole new world to you. It's the ICP universe is really its own thing, and yeah, I would recommend having a look.
Wow, that's amazing. So, will you support ERC to ERC tokens in the near future?
Potentially, we're working on something there, but not as our primary focus. No, our primary focus will always be the ICP tokens.
All right. Thank you very much. Thanks for the answer.
Thank you. Okay, let's get a few more. Mr. Bean, you can speak now. You have to unmute yourself.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, all good.
Oh, okay. Can I ask my question?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. My question is, do you have any plan to add NFT to your ecosystem as it is the host topics in the crypto space? That's my question.
Yes, definitely. We have a ton of NFTs in Plug. Check them out. There's like hundreds of collections in Plug.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bean. Looks like we're kind of starting to go in circles here, which usually in good indicator. Luke, is there anything you maybe want to discuss or cover before we wrap this up?
No, I mean, thank you for having me. We love the integration with StealthEX. We plan to expand it because we want to create the most, easy to use wallets in Web3. So, keep doing what you're doing, and we'll keep building on our side.
Likewise. Thank you, Luke, for coming today. Thank you, everyone, for your questions. It's been a pleasure learning more about the ICP and the Plug wallet, especially. If you guys want to learn more about ICP network, go to the Look. Where should everybody go to learn?
Internetcomputer.org.
Absolutely. So yeah, internetcomputer.org, you may find all the information, whether it's technical or the general info that you're looking for. And again, thank you, Luke, for coming. And to those who missed today, uh, there will be a recap posted shortly. Also, keep an eye for the announcement for the winners. We are giving away some ICP for the best questions after this.
Awesome. Can't wait. All right. Thank
Awesome.
you very much.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Thank you. Bye bye.